Number 5.
Your chocolate rain cakes. Yeah, they're like
I need that.
they're just moist and cinnamony. Listen, for that, mark that down, please.
Yeah, no, Josie, do it for me. I don't want that on there.
Guys, come on. So I sliced the chocolate cake in half, and then I took mint chocolate chip ice cream, and I put it in, and then you put the ring back on top. When I say cut it in half,
Back in the freezer.
back in the freezer. Then I bought an apple pie. I don't know why I got this idea. Then I bought some custard. It's a little creamier, and then I smeared it all over the top of the apple pie and froze it. It's going to be like apple pie. What would you have a correction?
No, I'm asking you, not a correction,
Yes.
a question. Oh, because you have to put it in the freezer because of the ice cream.
Yes. Well, you could put it on right before you ate it, but it's good when everything's frozen.
And then, well, when we take the pie out,
You don't just
we
like an
have to
ice
thaw
cream.
it out?
No, just like an ice cream cake. You just take it out for 5 minutes.
I'm excited.
Anyway, so I did that, and then I got the stuff for s'mores. One time when I was camping, this leads to something else I got ready. I was camping, and I went into the little general store to buy some chocolate bars for the s'mores. And this little kid goes, "Did you ever try putting Reese's cups in there?" And I went, "I will tonight." And we did, and it was, oh, Jesus Christ. The marshmallow and a Reese's cup.
Yeah.
And I got the graham crackers that are, what are they on the outside? Cinnamon sugar on the outside. So it's going to be good tonight. And then I made like 20 grilled cheese sandwiches.
And just so everyone knows,
Yes.
Jordan also made peanut butter chocolate chip
Yeah,
cookies.
and-
Isn't that right, babe?
Chip peanut butter cookies!
You know, that's a sweet gesture, but it's very hard to enjoy.
Yeah, it's hard to. But can I
What?
tell you something, Jordan?
Yeah.
Those chocolate chip cookies, they were delicious. I ate 3 of them so far. They were so good. I'm not even lying. There is something wrong with her.
Yeah, Rory, is she okay?
She doesn't hear me.
She just gets
Is
excited.
there something wrong with her?
You know, she gets excited. And that's, everyone else, we generally contain our excitement. You're talking about a spirit that is free to live.
You know what? Good for her. Maybe we're the ones that need to learn from her.
Thank you.
Chicken salad.
No, thank you.
Hamburger. Chicken salad. No, it's not chicken salad. It's a hamburger. Hamburger. Chicken salad. I could be the chicken salad. Chicken salad. Chicken salad. Chicken salad.
Yeah, it's gotta be like bowling. It's like a bowling ball, not to hit the
Can you
pin.
try it, Blake?
Like,
What would you do if you were doing it? Chick. Oh my God, I'm having a good time. This is what this show should be. Okay, listen. Can I have a flashlight?
it's never
Can I have a
happened.
flashlight that's...
I unscrewed all the bulbs. There's not a light on in this house. The only light we have is from that candle. I unscrewed the freezer bulbs, the refrigerator bulbs,
Yeah.
everything.
You unscrewed the bulbs in the
Swear to God. You want me to go show you?
No.
Okay.
I believe.
Here we go. So this is to everyone at the Talk Last Show. Todd, Daniel, Katie, Lynn, Chris, Rory, Jordan, Andrew, Sensitive. Who, I'm so sad he couldn't be here tonight. He got hit by a train, folks. And what are you going to do, right? All right, there you go.
Did you hear that?
What did
He
Chris say?
said the train's in the shop.
That's his friend, Chris Burton. Write him letters. Well, talk to him when you see him at night. They live in the same apartment, house, whatever you. I don't know where you live. I imagine.
Apartment, you know.
Okay, listen. Andrew Sensitive. I know. Andrew Sensitive. Sandra Van Garden / Preston. Eric. Mikey. Thanks for all the great visuals. And Blake. Thanks for all the shows. The serious ones, the silly ones. Make them longer. Everyone here at the Brown County Winery. There
Right,
you go.
need to get that winery. That's nice. What was that? The Brown,
Yeah, let's get the
Yeah,
name.
and they're going to
of the
supply all the wet wine for your wedding
the
already.
Brown County Winery. I just
Yes.
want you guys to know, as a winery, we're going to be getting married next year.
We're gonna supply all the-
Daniel Kino.
That's, well, hey, by the way, if they don't supply all the wine, it'll be Brown County Winery.
Right.
What
Yeah.
is that?
I think it was a phone. I think it fell.
Okay. There we go.
But that is very nice of them. And
Yes.
Can we go? Do they have a website or something?
No, I
think
sent
we
him a
can.
bottle of wine. And if you must know, yes. Hey, by the way, today I heard we got to take a break here in a second,
Can
and
I
then
tell a funny story about wine? I'll keep it to 1 minute.
you can yeah, but
All right,
I don't
I'll
want to
expand
forget.
it to 10.
All right.
I went to a friend's party. I was going as a friend of a friend. He just said, "Oh, a guy I went to college with. He's having a big party. We're in D.C. So I had a bunch of people over. We were like, yeah, let's go. We're not doing anything. I was super high. So my friends were just laughing at because they didn't smoke pot. They thought it was crazy that I was high. But they just grabbed a quick Trader Joe's bottle of wine, it was like $4. We go to the party, and the guy greets us, and we go, hey, thanks for letting us come over. Here's a bottle of wine. We're just being nice. And the guy looks at it, he's like, oh, thanks, great. Well, come on in. Let me show you around. We go downstairs. He has a full-on wine cellar with like a tasting table, a whole cellar. And I remember it was like, we just brought a guy that has a wine cellar a $4 bottle of like Cabernet.
Is it like if you didn't know who's the great comic? Who's a great comic, like, that everybody respects?
Seinfeld?
It would be like if you went over his house, and for whatever reason, let's say you're 75, you're just not aware of it. Whatever the reason is, and you go into his house, but you're not aware of who would be aware of Barry. But for this bit, not even a bit, this could happen. Are you about to name another comedian that's bad?
Well, I was going to get up to that point and let people fill in the blank.
Okay. So it'd be like if you walked into his house and went, here, we love comedy, we thought you would enjoy this, and you give him a CD of...
No, we can't. We got to cut that out. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I don't want to. You wouldn't want to be told saying that, right? I could leave it in. It's $100 to get it taken out. Is that all in? Is that all in? That was all in.
Yeah.
So people know. Well, you're never going to know who it was, but in all fairness, I left it in at least.
Oh, you left all the explaining.
I left all the explaining. And Blake Wexler yells out a comedian's name. I edited it out. I made $100, or you'd be hearing it. Yeah. So I made $100. I'll let you go. You know what? Consider it your birthday present.
It's Brown County Winery.
There you go.
Brown.
Do you work for them?
BrownCountyWinery.com.
It's a very, I know you were saying
Hey,
thank you, but if I just may reiterate one more time, it's a very nice gesture. I mean, they really...
It's a nice gesture, but they should have sent more, right?
No,
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying.
No. I was saying...
I bet there's other listeners that have companies that...
Yes, what I was getting at, if there's other listeners who work at a place that has products that they enjoy the show, they should be sending
Well,
them
they
here.
think they
Like
would.
the Brown County Winery.com.
Yeah. Okay, so listen. So here's what we're gonna talk about. But guess what? I have 2 filthy, dirty blankets. So Daniel, I'll give you one because we know you don't care.
I brought my own dirty blanket.
Yeah. And then I brought. I know you don't care since the remote control. I know you don't give a shit. You don't wipe your remote control down. So I gave you a pillow with dog shit on it.
Can I tell you a really quick story? One time, I was in Tempe. I think you were there with me, and I was there with you. And Alex,
you were right the second time.
and Alex Murray, my manager, your manager,
Yes.
and he walks into to the condo where I was staying, and he goes to turn off the TV. He takes a napkin and he uses it to cover the remote and turn off the TV. And I was like, Alex, this thing's still there. I go, I'm staying here. Do you realize that I'm your friend or your client? How do you think I feel? Like I'm some sort of a fucking animal that you came to visit in a cage?
Like that's how they approach crime scenes.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So you learned something about Alex. Drop him. Okay, so you left all that in before.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go. Let's take a break. And you got pictures of this in here. We're always trying to blow the candles out. Oh, thank you.
Oh.
In the middle of the woods. So there we go. So that's what we'll do. We'll take a break right now. Oh, hey, bro. All right, take a break. Well, I know. I don't want to say take a break like that. Are we still on?
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a take a break type of a show. It's more of a chill out show. I got to change the vibe.
Yeah.
We're going to go to another time and another place.
We'll see you in the future.
We'll see you in the future. And that's not a
This,
lie.
by the way, might be the only show we've ever done where we actually take breaks.
This is also the only podcast
Well,
that's ever done a sleepover camping
Thank you.
episode.
Well, these other podcasts are shitting in their pants.
Yeah, I mean, this is heavy stuff.
You notice they all have openings now? They have openings. No, like musical, produced, and they're taking breaks. Nobody fucking took breaks before I took breaks.
Thank you.
It's true. Am I crazy?
During
Am I crazy?
Hello?
Am I crazy? I see you yourself. Oh my
crazy.
God! Wait, you guys have to tell me I'm not crazy.
No, you're not.
Am I crazy?
No.
So I'm gonna knife every fucking one of you dead.
You're not.
I knife every one of you dead.
No.
Am I crazy?
It's a very sane thing to say.
I'm not crazy.
We're having fun.
All right.
right, as long as I'm not crazy.
Well, if
Having
stabbing
fun.
everybody in this room just to prove a point is crazy, then I don't want to be saved.
Thank you. We're gonna see you in the future.
Alrighty, so here we go. Part 3 of Sleeping Over Todd / Campfire. Now, we're back at the campfire now, and Tommy Chong showed up. I should say that when I grew up, I used to listen to Cheech and Chong, and it was really cool to hang out with him for the night. He was gracious with his stories and gracious with his laughter. He fit right in. It was great. And we're also going to release. We talked a lot more than we're playing here, so later we're going to release some other segments when we were sitting around talking to him. But we put some isolated segments in this night. So we're going to go. I like that music in the background. We're going to fade right into mid-sentence. Somehow we got on the topic of talking about a comedian that I used to really like, Jimmy Tingle, and Tommy asked if we knew who he was, and we just started talking about him. So we're going to go right in mid-sentence here. I really like that music in the background. There we go. Katie, just fade right into us talking about Jimmy Tingle. Ah, there you go.
Do you guys know Jimmy Tingle?
Yes.
Yeah, I love Jimmy.
Me too. It's great.
I just saw him last year at a film festival. I saw his little tape. Did you see his tape?
No.
Yeah, he did a great tape.
That's funny to hear his name because I always really liked him. And I also used to use as an example as he would have like a social joke, but he'd make it like in a very funny way where it was funnier than it was preachy all the time.
Yeah. Well, you know what he did, don't you? He went back to Harvard. And he was the commencement speaker.
I saw that speech. That was great.
And what's her name? Meryl Streep was there, and a bunch of other actors.
He was smart.
But it was Jimmy Tingle. He got up and did the speech in front of all the Harvard people, and it was funny. It was great.
You know how I knew he was smart? Seriously? Because he liked me. I figured a guy has to get it. Yeah, it's a good thing.
No, that's taste.
That's the
It's the Aikens diet.
But yeah, like, I saw that commencement speech, and he didn't try to go up to like their level. He just
Stated him.
he stayed at his, and everyone came to him. He basically looked like he was just doing his act at the
He
help,
did. He did.
and it was killed. It was great.
Funny guy. I love that attitude he had.
That's a good college show.
There was another like a really big political comic in Boston.
Yeah, it's a good college
In
show
the
when you get to do
80s.
the commencement speech at Harvard.
Yeah, that's one of the
Awesome
better
at Harvard.
jobs to be gotten in Nacka.
There's like a really big political guy in Boston.
Oh, can I say something else about Jimmy Tingle?
Yeah. What?
Well, first of all, I'm managing him. I mean, no wonder what Todd didn't mention him. I'm not saying this is one of the jokes he wants to be remembered for, but I liked it because it was like defending the post office. And so he goes, about what the price is. And I'm not going to do the joke as good as he did it, but he goes, people always go, oh, can you believe stamps went up to 30 cents? Can you believe it? Can you believe it went up? I'm going to bastardize this joke, but I'll do it good enough. He goes, really? They send a guy over to your house. Walks around the neighborhood. He gets it, puts it in a bag. Then he walks around all day with it. Then he goes back to the main station. They sort it out, and then they put it in the truck. Then that truck drives over to the airport. If necessary, they put it on the plane. They put it on the plane. They take it off the plane. Then it lands somewhere else. They put it in the truck. That truck brings it to a local place, and then they take it out of that truck into little trucks, and then they deliver it to your house. Yeah, I'll pay 30 cents.
I realized I was watching
He did that joke on Carson. It was the only time he was on Carson, and it's in his thing. He did a joke about George Bush, Ronald Reagan, and the Contras, and they're in Congress, and Poindexter and Reagan were testifying, and they couldn't remember anything. They couldn't remember, and Tingle said, "Listen,
Right.
yeah, if you're gonna sell arms for hostages and for drugs," he says, "jot it down."
Oh, that was
Yeah.
the other one that I loved too. Don't you think you shot it down? Like he has that also that accent that makes it that much funny. And he took his hand and he went like a little, made pretend he was writing with the pen.
But he did
Jot it
that. He
down.
did that great build-up. I mean, the biggest that you can be, but just jot it down. Incredible. I heard that joke first time I heard it was on when I saw his tape. Yeah, I said this guy is a genius.
It's killing me. I can't come up with the name. There's another guy. I think he was pre Jimmy Tingle in Boston, and he had that great joke.
He was a
Jimmy
comic in
Pringles.
Boston.
Yeah.
Comic in
Pringles.
Boston. He
I'm
had
gonna
that.
stick with that one. Jimmy Pringles for our listeners that didn't hear my brilliant comedy joke.
Now it's really killing me.
What's really killing you?
I can't remember
I
his
thought
name.
my act. Or are you doing all right over there?
I'm good.
Roy, you look nice.
Hey,
I feel so relaxed. This is so
I feel
relaxing.
so relaxed.
Being
It's funny
next to
you
a
say
fire,
that.
it's always
I
so
feel
relaxing.
the same way.
Yeah, I like this.
This
Weather's
weather,
Maybe I should get this fire going.
How carcinogenic is that oil
Yeah.
smoke coming in?
Oh my God! It's burning my legs.
Careful, just like a bunch of
Watch it there, little lady.
So where do you guys work? Improv?
Improvs and funny bones and
Funny Bone?
restaurants with parties.
You know what? I don't. Don't pull me into your shitty clubs.
Not me.
You don't do privates anymore? Tom, will you still do a private? Like a birthday party? Will you do a birthday party? Why, did you just get one or something?
No.
Would you do like if somebody called in like
He's talking about like one of those weird
Like-
things.
like
Like, I'll
some-
give you whatever the grandage is, and then
For everybody listening, Todd is
Maybe
fixing up
it's
the
not even have
fire.
a price anymore. You're not standing in a living room at some rich guy's house.
Thank you.
We're gonna all.
Don't burn the plastic.
oh yeah.
That's very carcinogenic.
You know what? I knew not to do that.
You know, I got cancer. You know, I don't know if you know.
Yes.
You know, I bring it up now and then. You'll be invited over to witness.
For everyone listening, Todd tried to burn plastic.
When did you did just learn that you had cancer, right?
I learned about a month ago. Yeah, no, actually 3 months ago now. Yeah. It was actually a relief
Why?
because the doctors kept sticking their fingers up my ass. I had 3 or 4 different doctors. So when they found out, I said, "Oh, thank God."
Thank God it's over.
Now take it out. Take out the fingers. Huh?
Is your prostate?
But it's good.
Oh, well, the good news,
Good cancer.
you'll probably die from something else before you die from this.
Oh Jesus.
That made me feel good.
Yeah, who's that? Dr. Vinny Boombots? Rodney Dangerfield's doctor?
Kansas used to be the big hangout for all the comics, and now they hang out at farmers market.
I know, I see.
It's like old
see 'em
folks
in there.
home. They all hang around and they tell each other jokes, and they don't laugh. They just feel funny.
What year did you start?
I started 69 actually.
So who were your
1969.
contemporaries? Like who was around? Who were you like?
Well, I was a musician way before I was a comedian, and so. But I loved. I knew a lot of guys. I knew Red Fox, and I got to know. Richard
We have to
Pryor.
find out. Is that story true about Red Fox? Tell
Which
the
one?
story.
That old joke. Is that we pom pom pam. You know that joke?
Oh, and when he's walking out.
Yeah. When he goes,
yeah,
"Fuck you,
yeah.
five
That's
people."
a real thing.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's Fox.
Fuck yeah, I'm not playing for 20 motherfucking people.
Yeah.
I always wonder if everybody gets the same enjoyment out of that joke for the same reason. Like for me, that joke makes me laugh. It has nothing to do with Red Fox. It has to do with how they place works like clockwork.
Yeah.
And when that band's told bump pump bana,
Yeah.
they don't give a shit. It's
What
like
happened?
when he says this, when he says good night, they heard good night. Bump 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 bana. Is that why everybody thinks that's funny?
I visited him when
Okay.
he was working. Fox is funny. He used to have a 2-pronged Coke spoon. So, everybody has one.
Uh-huh.
He had a two-pronged. He'd dip it in with 2. He'd do it with 2. And he'd sit outside his dressing room. He never sat inside his dressing room. He'd just sit outside like the bouncer.
Uh-huh.
He'd sit out there with his Coke and his drink and the whole court with whoever walked by. Funny
Isn't
guy.
that funny? Like how we think of Red Fox. Like no, I don't know him. He's kind of like Rodney. Like we know him as in that age and that.
Well, it's Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
But he was probably the single most incredible stand-up comic I'd ever seen in my life.
Really?
Ah.
Live, he was that.
I seen him do 2 hours. The first hour, he brought the people up so hard you're literally pissing your pants. You're laughing that hard. And then he brought him down. He brought him down so far that they were running out of the club. They were so insulted they were leaving the club. And he went to the front to the door and opened the door and thanks for coming, evening, have a good trip. And then he closed the door and went back on stage and brought him up for the another hour. Brought him right back up. I mean, he could do anything with it.
Was he doing that consciously? Like he was trying to see how much.
Totally. No, he wasn't trying. That's how good he was. And you know how comics, we have to have our little alone time before we go on, get our shit together, Fox never. Fox would be sitting at the bar talking with someone and have a drink, and they'd introduce him, and he'd say, yeah, okay, see you later, and put the drink down and walk on stage, and just kill. Just kill.
Did he have material, did he have notebooks?
Huh?
Did he have notebooks for the jokes? Did he ever sit down and write during the day, or was he raw?
Fox? No.
Can I tell you why I love that story? First of all, always loved Red Fox. Now I know this is just a coincidence, so I'm not trying to take too much credit here. But people
That's what you do?
No, people always ask me, they go, how can you eat a sandwich and walk out on stage? I go, I just can. I go, not if I'm nervous, but I'm not nervous when I'm performing. If I'm doing a corporate, I can't eat for a week. But in a comedy club, I could. So that makes me happy that Red Fox could eat and then or take a drink.
Yeah. But he, off stage, he was very quiet. I hung with him. I had an after hours
like
club.
me.
I had an after hours club in Vancouver, and everybody would hang out. It was mostly Motown people. It was a black club, and Fox came down to hang out, and he was very quiet, hardly said a word. But when he did, it was funny. Like he was sitting with Barbara McNair, the actress, singer. She was an actress anyway. She was there, and she's quite classic, And Fox just said, "Can I get you anything? Some head?" just so smooth.
Who through your years of in the business, was he the funniest person you've ever met? Like in real life, who was the funniest person?
Fox made me laugh so hard I hurt myself. I mean, I literally fell out of a chair. And then there was a group called the Committee that used to work here. They were really, really, really funny. And in fact, Cheech and I stole a lot of their material. That's how we got our act. Richard Pryor was probably the. And to me, the best. I think Steve Martin, to me, he could do more with an audience than anything. And he could do anything he wanted with an audience. I've seen him do it.
Because you know him from nothing. Like you were there when
he was open mic night like me, like Cheech and I.
Somebody said something about Steve Martin review that made me so jealous of the review because it was indirectly. I think it's sort of what I like to do, and they go. Wait, what was I just talking about?
Steve Martin review?
Oh, Steve Martin, the review basically said he acts like a comedian, and the audience acts like they enjoy it, but they love it. And I go, that's what I love. Like, they got it. Like, he was going to act like he was going to do this joke that was so ridiculous, and they were all going to act like it was the best thing in the world, and that was part of being part of it, really. Right?
Yeah.
Am I making any sense?
Yes.